Hello, and what is up, beautiful people? Today I will be presenting my full home workout routine that is simple yet very brutal and effective in terms of creating muscle mass and hypertrophy to begin with. So I will start it off with some bodyweight chest dips. I'm doing it in two furnitures in our living room. As you can see, three sets of 12 to 15 reps. And my goal and mindset in doing rep ranges and sets is how can you justify those three sets, and how can you justify it and making it very intense and as much as possible in generating muscle growth. And as you can see here, I'm supersetting the bodyweight dips with bodyweight pull-ups. Same applies, three sets of 8 to 12, because I do believe that pulling movements, most especially bodyweight variations like the pull-up, is very hard in contrast and in ratio to bodyweight pushing movements such as the push-ups and dips. As you can see, years of doing pull-ups on ledges as to compared to doing it in a normal pull-up bar has given me numerous calluses in not only in my palms but also in my fingers. And that is the good thing about that kind of pull-up variation, that tactical pull-up, which I learned from the Pioneer on YouTube, excuse me, is that it not only promotes muscle growth in your arms, your biceps, your forearms, your brachialis, but it also adds in the dexterity and finger strength. And this would be the last set. I never recorded the first set because most of it are warm-up sets. Probably I encourage doing 1 to 2 warm-up sets before doing your official working sets. And the second superset here is inverted rows, done in rings. I have to actually use a steel ladder to manipulate my body leverage and increase the difficulty of this movement. Um, Also, I am going to superset it with uh, ring push-ups, which I'm also going to use the ladder because from where I put the gymnastics rings is it's very high, and it can the level in which I can pull and manipulate the height of the rings is at its maximum, and I would not like to have my rings get torn apart, the harnesses, and the chances of it being broken. So the risk of falling over my face is also high in that type of technique that I'm using here, although it's very effective in creating stretch on my pecs, because compared to a normal push-up, your arms are on a fixed position as to compared to this type of uh, push-up variation in which it can simulate fly-like motion. And this would be the second superset. um, Neutral grip ring pull-ups. I find this very very comfortable in my wrists as to doing so much pull-ups on a fixed position, um, because I tend to only do pull-ups, chin-ups, and only manipulate the width of the grips. Most of the time it's only shoulder width, and I'm very weak at the wide grip variations, and I tend to do close grip variations as to uh, contribute more on my brachialis, the type of muscle that sits in between your biceps and triceps. And as you can see here, I'm also doing wall assisted handstand push-ups with my back facing the wall. um, I've learned this from fitness FAQs, Daniel Vano, that you're more likely to squeeze out a lot more volume as to your chest to wall handstand push-ups, because also considering the movement pattern on those two similar movements, I tend to also feel my delts more on the back to wall handstand push-ups, because it has also a lot of potential for bodybuilding purposes, aka hypertrophy training. And also with the cutting, you can see my serratus and obliques, especially in this angle during my back to wall handstand. The cutting phase, actually this is my first time being serious in cutting amounts of weight. And as you can see here, my face is training big time, and that is also my mindset going into every set, that if you're not straining and you don't look like you're taking a crap, it means your sets are not that very hard in terms of training for hypertrophy. And also this is one of the few exercises that I did during the lockdown, the middle of the lockdown, when I used to train for skill work, is the straight arm bodyweight pullovers. And this is the bodyweight alternative of the straight arm lat pull down, supersetted with bodyweight face pulls. As you have watched in my previous video, talking about the 10 things I've learned from Athenex, as I used to still prioritize my shoulder health and mobility. And almost in every at the end of every workout that I did, is I used to do face pulls, not that heavy but also not that light either. And would be the third set of my straight arm bodyweight pullovers. Um, as I've learned also from natural hypertrophy, and I'll be testing this myself if such skills or such movement, such workout can or would be able to expand my rib cage as to look more very impressive and achieve that V taper that the silver era bodybuilders achieved. Most notorious is Steve Reeves. He is one of the perfect examples of the V taper, because they don't prioritize leg mass that much back then, as to compare to the golden era bodybuilders. And this would be also the last set of my bodyweight face pulls, as I am also prioritizing my upper back, because they're lacking, especially when they are viewed from the side. And this would be Pelican Curls. I'm just used to messing around with bodyweight arm exercises. Believe it or not, you can still grow big arms even at home with little to no equipment. And as you can see, I'm using gymnastics rings, although you should be very careful in doing this, especially if you're a beginner. This could be very taxing on the shoulder and elbow joints, and as much as possible do it with assisted legs and supersetted with bodyweight tricep extensions, one of my favorite um, arm exercises. I would tend to favor this over skull crushes and heavy barbell and double extensions. So that would conclude my home workout. upper body home workout. So if you managed to get past through this video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, click that notification bell to get notified, leave a comment, and that would be it. So thank you for watching and have a good day.